I don't want to talk about arbitration because we've been talking about it a lot lately, but I do want to talk about two guys and their arbitration cases.
Okay.
Okay. I want to talk about Kyle Tucker and Max Fried.
Okay.
Both guys went into arbitration. Both guys lost.
Right.
Okay. We've been talking about how we don't like arbitration. It's a flawed system. Bo Bichette said the exact same thing.
Yep.
Said that it's bad for the game. And I
Everybody knows that.
I fully agree with him. It's absurd. But this is what happened with Kyle Tucker and Max Fried. Kyle Tucker went in and said that he wanted $7.5 million. The Astros came in and said, "No, we're going to give you 5." So after arbitration, he leaves getting $5 million.
Right.
Max Fried says, "I want 15." The Braves say, "No, we're going to give you 13.5." Arbitration, he leaves getting 13.5. Brig, what are these teams doing? Kyle Tucker, I feel like could be a
Yeah.
freaking MVP candidate every year, just about.
Yeah.
The dude doesn't miss games. He's
No.
clutch as all get out, ice in his veins. He comes through every time they need him to. I don't think he's ever
Every
committed
single
an
time.
error that I've seen. Like
It would be hard to find one,
the
probably.
dude's a
Yeah.
killer,
I'm gonna look.
like straight
I'm
up.
gonna look.
And Max Fried is an outstanding pitcher. He's an all-star, and they're gonna be like, "No, we're gonna go down $1.5 million. 13.5 is the best we can do." No, like, what are these teams doing with these guys?
That's what kills me, is how narrow the margin is. And you got guys like that you want to keep happy, where morale, is a factor. Duh.
Yeah.
Why would you do anything short of something outside your value system to make these guys turn them against you at all? Now, I realize that you don't get to be in that position of authority in terms of money without pinching pennies and being frugal.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I get that. But there has to be a time where the juice is worth the squeeze on sucking it up for what amounts to be a very small amount of money in the ballpark we're talking.
The grand scheme of things, yeah. Like, especially Fried with $1.5 million, 13.5 to 15. Come on now.
Even 2.5 with Tucker.
Right. And I can see, like, relatively speaking, like, that's like half of what they're getting on top of it, or what he's getting on top of it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, $2.5 million for a guy like Kyle Tucker with the amount of production he gives you is not that much money. He's giving you way more than $5 million in production. You're being cheap. And I don't know if I worry too much with Tucker, because I would love to see him leave and maybe come to Seattle.
That'd be great.
But sometimes I wonder, like, how much of the relationship isn't fractured, because I remember we talked about that before. I think it was Derek Jeter said that it was never the same after his arbitration.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird to me, and it is so bad. It is so bad for it all. Like, I don't know. It's frustrating as a fan to watch teams be. It's not even frugal. It's cheap.
You want to know how many errors Kyle Tucker has committed?
I would love to know.
Across 5 seasons.
How many?
20.
Across 5 seasons?
5 seasons.
So four a year in the outfield is not bad.
In 2018, there were 2. In 20,
how many did?
Or okay, 4, I mean 4. In 2018, there were 4. In 2019, there were 1, 2. 2020, there were 3, 4. 4 in 2020. Looks like there were 12 in 21. I don't know what happened there.
It was a rough year. Guy can have a down year.
And then there were between general outfield and right field, there's 16 in 22.
Oh, dang.
Maybe that's what they're seeing.
Maybe they feel like his fielding is digressing, but his offense has been improving, hasn't it?
Yeah, but he's also playing more games progressively every year.
There you go.
That's what's happening, is he's getting way more time in the field.
Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like he's getting robbed.